All right, so I'm no spring chicken. I've got socks older than Google. But a lot of people have said, hey, what are the basic rules? What are the traits? What have you actually learned over these years? And someone actually said to me before about being brutally honest in a few minutes. Here's a few ways that sadly will sound cynical, will sound horrible, but I've learned a few things over my period of time, which I can pretty much guarantee will happen to you, has happened to you, or will happen again if you're not careful. And if I start a new business, I can guarantee these three things will pop up, and I'm going to give them to you. If you can screw it up, or if it could be screwed up, it will be. By you, by the industry, by changes in algorithms, by a member of your team, member of your staff, the partner. If it can be screwed up, the second you bring a human anywhere near it, it more than likely will be. And if you act as if you plan that it's going to be screwed up, then A, you won't be surprised when it will be, but you'll plan to avoid it. Okay? So if you can be cynical on the fact that if it's going to be screwed up, it will be, plan for that, and you'll actually plan a decent exit strategy, a decent pivot, but you'll be ready, okay? It's like being armed when a punch is coming in. Stick your hands in your pocket, you can guarantee it's going to hurt. Put your hands up and get a guard on you, you've got a fighting chance and it won't hit you or won't hurt you as much. I've learned that to value time over dollars, okay? A lot of people will actually look at the dollar sign and go, I need to be doing this, and then forget the fact that it takes them 6 months to pull it off, or that you've promised too much and therefore you can't give it out. It's that time frame that is important to you. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. So you need to understand the relationship between money and time. And as Joe Polish always says, you want to focus on an ELF business, an ELF contract, an ELF assignment. Is it easy, lucrative, and fun? Okay, we can only fight for about 2 to 3 minutes a time. That's why boxing matches have rounds and they're 2 to 3 minutes. You can't have a boxing match that lasts for 1 hour. You just can't do it. But how long do the kids play for? They play for days. You've got to stop them and go, hey, you've got to go to bed. No, only another 15 minutes. If you challenge yourself each time with what's fun and what can I play with, you'll be able to perpetuate it and you'll be able to do it a long time. But if the income isn't reflective on the result, by i.e. a greater result, a greater income, then you want to try and see how long is it going to take you to do X in order to get paid. So really focus on the time and the money relationship and equate, is it worth your time? You may get paid $10,000, but if it takes you 10 years to do it, then it ain't been worth it. Okay. And here's another thing that this is my third one. I've taught myself to hate every contract and relationship. Now, as a man that's known for having a ton of really powerful relationships and a ton of really powerful contracts, I learned that by not valuing them and not handling them right. Every time I got involved in a contract, I thought, this is the one. This is going to be so great. This person's involved. That brand's involved. This is going to be wonderful. I was starry-eyed and I didn't pay attention to the little trapdoors in there. And they caught me and they sued me and they upset me and they broke me. So now what I do is I go into every new relationship and I go into every new contract and I will verbalize this. I will say it out loud at my desk. I hate this. Now let's see if it's going to force me to love it. And by just moving into something with cynicism, you start to recognize those trapdoors. And funny enough, a couple of them really caught me and hurt me both mentally and physically and definitely financially. But when I started looking at contracts and relationship going, hey, I don't think I want this. This is going to screw me up. Can I find a way for it not to? When you start looking at that, you start becoming aware and you start seeing those trapdoors and you can go back and go, hey, I really want to do this, but I noticed these three things that made me feel uncomfortable. I did that with a contract after one had actually financially hurt me, and I got this contract and I recognized it. because I was already in a period of cynicism and pain. And I went back and said, look, I would really like to do this, but I noticed these 3 little things that made me uncomfortable. Do you know they adapted one of them and removed 2? And that contract lasted me for 8 years. I was actually working with the Elton John Foundation. So I really loved it because I'd gone into a relationship with my eyes open. And that's the key. It will screw you up if it can. Hate any relationship and learn the relationship between what you're doing, the time it's going to take you, and what you're going to get out of it. You want those 3 tips for a good business? That's what 58 years have taught me. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. You know what to do. If you love it, share, subscribe, but more than anything, do something with it. And remember, life's too short to play it safe. So disrupt, connect, and grow. See you next time.